Hi loves, welcome back. So I thought it would be fun today to do a get ready with me because I haven't done that yet on my channel. So hi, how's your day going today? It is, what is today? Is it Wednesday? Oh my God, what the hell? This week is flying. So I was looking at because the Sephora sales are getting ready to start, right? Don't ask me for the dates. I don't remember, Google it. But there are so many people who are making recommendations for like all of these holiday sets. And I'm just really curious, like, are you gonna buy any? Like, what are you doing? I'm not planning to buy any, okay? Like, I'm not planning to buy a single holiday set. But I do like some of the mascara sampler sets that they come out with. Because I always like trying new mascaras. I don't always wear false like lashes. So I figured that, I was like, oh, okay, well, let me look around for those. But I already have like the one that I want. So I don't know. Are you going to buy them? I'm not going to buy them, I don't think. But I do have my eye on a couple of things. So today, by the way, I'm going to use my Nomad Cosmetics Haunted Europe palette because it's still fabulous, okay? You can see, like, look at the amount of use, right? I have used this palette. I've used this palette so much. And it's great. So I think I'm gonna be like using this as like a focus palette at some point, but I'm just not there yet. I have too many projects going on. So I'm just gonna, hey, say hello me. It's like Inception. So I'm gonna use this shade I'm gonna put Frankenstein pretty much like all over my lid. Don't mind me if I'm like looking at myself in the camera because I don't have I guess I could use my compact mirror, right? So tell me, like, are you gonna be doing some shopping? I'm not planning to, but you know, oh my gosh, I have yogurt in my hair. See, this is mom life right here, like that real. So my little guy is taking a nap right now, and that's how I'm able to actually like come and film here with you. It's like, because he's taking a nap right now. You'll notice I didn't put on an eye base. Didn't feel like it. I have one in front of me. I might use it for like the sparkles, but you know, I just didn't feel like doing that. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I've really been liking the NYX glitter primer. That's what I've been using for like the shimmers that I put in my eyes. And then the Beauty Crop, if I want more of like a cut crease or like that kind of thing. The Beauty Crop, I have it in front of me actually. Where is it? Maybe I don't have it in front of me. The Beauty Crop Stuck On You primer, I've really been enjoying that. I don't really like the Urban Decay, eye primer potion. I've never been able to get that to work for me where I was satisfied with it. Like either the color had like no opaqueness whatsoever, because if I'm using an eyeshadow primer, I want it to be opaque. Like that's just my preference. The exception to that is glitter primer. So I don't feel the need for a glitter primer to be, that way. But yeah, I don't know. What are your favorites? Because I know the P. Louise base gets a lot of love too online. I've never tried anything from them, so maybe that'll have to change. And then we're getting ready to go into Black Friday season. So are you gonna hold out for Black Friday to do shopping, or are you gonna take advantage of like the Sephora sale? So I don't know. I always feel like the Sephora sales are great for when you want to stock up on like those staple products that you need for like all year long. That's the best time in my opinion to like take advantage of it. Sorry, I keep looking over here, and that's honestly, I keep looking at my like little planter right there, but yeah, I feel like that's like the best time to get those like everyday items. And then I feel like Black Friday is to get those splurge items. Does that make sense? Because Black Friday is like a crapshoot. Let's not pretend. So I'm probably going to use all Blend Bunny brushes today because like these little brushes are amazing. This one is the B5. So she has a set of like these small brushes that are just perfect. I have hooded eyes, like I don't know if you can tell. I have folds. And I think I'm gonna go into this shade. And these little brushes are just great for like getting in there and it'd probably be good if I actually put them on the brush. There we go, that's better. getting in there and like actually, excuse you, shade. WTF, get back here. That's better, okay. But they're great at getting in the crease for me because I have like all these folds. Like it just makes me, it's better for me to be able to be precise, if that makes sense. So I noticed that BK Beauty also is releasing, like has a set of these little, I don't know if she calls them crease brushes or what she calls them, but yeah. So this palette, if you don't have this palette, I actually really enjoy this palette. I've gotten a lot of use out of it, but this shade is not functioning as well as it normally does. And I'm a little, that's a little sus. Now my palette is starting to get old. I did buy this palette at launch and it was actually the first Nomad Cosmetics palette that I bought. And I have continued to love it for so long. And I got their, I have most of their palettes. Like, let's not pretend. I don't have the America's Parks palette. And I don't, what's the other one I don't have? And I don't have Whistler Lodge. I would want both because the completionist in me wants to collect them. But do I need them? No. Do I want them? They're Nomad palettes, duh. But like, oh, you know what? I have earrings here that I totally didn't put in. I'm gonna put them on in just a second. But anyway, sorry, I don't have ADD, but I call it like ADD brain where you're like, ooh, shiny object. That's kind of, squirrel. I have squirrel mentality today. Levi is currently taking a nap, so I figured I would sneak away and I would attempt to do my eyeshadow while he's napping. Have a little mom moment, So tell me in the comments below, tell me how your day is going. What are you doing today? I know it's a Wednesday and normal people have jobs and you're probably out there kicking butt and taking names. I am currently rocking that stay-at-home mom life, so I do not have that kind of employment, but I take care of my son and I have a 4-year-old as well. So she is at school right now. I'm just putting on some of this NYX glitter primer. So my little one, she's at school right now and I'll go pick her up in a couple of hours here. She's in VPK, which if you're not in the US or don't have that in your state, it's like an early education initiative that we have in Florida here. Let's see, what shade do I want to use? What do you think? I'm either gonna do this gold or this gold. They are very different. This is more like bronzy and this is like brighter. I think I'm gonna go brighter. And so it's like an early learning initiative we have here. Oh yeah. I love gold. The look of it, the feel of it, the texture. Sorry. I have gold member moments randomly, so just don't mind me. But yeah, so she's in school, so I will pick her up later. Now I'm not going for a cut crease look, okay? Like clearly, see? But I am going for I might add a little bit of orange to soften the edge and some more brown to just kind of blend it. So, but yeah, so I'll go get her from school and yeah, that's what we're doing today. Maybe I should add a little bit of shimmer on top too. I like a pop of color. Let me just blend this edge a little bit. There we go. I like putting shimmers on with my finger. Let me preface this. I know not everybody likes to do that, but I do. So I think I'm gonna actually put like a little bit lighter. By the way, when I'm using this NYX glitter primer, see, I'm using like the tiniest amount, just a tiny amount, and I tap it on with my fingers so that it's tacky, because that's what I like to do. I'm bumping the camera. Don't mind my lack of gracefulness. We don't have everything figured out yet, but I don't want to like invest a bunch of money in like YouTube stuff because I'm not trying to do YouTube professionally. I just want to hang out and do makeup and chat, and yeah, that'd be the thing. So I am gonna still go in with the shade. This one's called Haus Castle. This gold is so brilliant, so vibrant. Now, the only complaint that I have about this palette is I wish there was a little bit lighter of like kind of a transformative shade, almost like a topper shade. I wish there was like that. Like I could have probably done without one of these other browns here. Probably this middle brown I could probably have done without. And I would have preferred like this would either be like a light inner corner color or like a you know, just or even like a light matte color, because I love it when a palette goes from like light to dark. That is like my favorite. That's my preference. So let me just clean up a little bit. I have not done the rest of my makeup yet, so I'm starting with the eyes because I make a mess when I do my eyeshadow. I know that about myself. I like shiny things. It is what it is. So, okay. All right. So that's pretty close to being done. Let's add a little bit of extra sparkle on top. Oh, you know what I have in front of me? So I have the Mikayla Glamlite highlighter palette. I think this sparkly, like greeny gold would be really pretty on top. What do you think? So I'm thinking like this shade, like as just like an extra little pop, or do I want to use Blindin? What do you think? You know what? Let's use this one on the lid a little bit more, just for like in the center of the lid for a little extra pizzazz, because I am a sparkly person. Like my handle is she loves the sparkle, right? So anyway, so yeah, we've got Sephora sales are coming up. So, oh yeah, that's the pretties. That's the titties and the pretties right there. Don't mind me. I'm just over here feeling myself. Feeling myself. Ooh, yes. I gotta, here, let me tap out this a little bit that way. There we go. That's a little better. But yeah, so the Sephora sales are coming up. Black Friday is coming up. There's gonna be lots of shopping, and I live in the US, so people wanna shop on Thanksgiving, and like, no, we're not doing that. Although we don't really I don't really celebrate the whole traditional story of Thanksgiving. We just like to get together as a family and eat. That's what we do. We don't really celebrate, you know, the slaughter of the natives in my house, but it's whatever. It is history, but it's not like good history, you know? Okay, so I think I'm almost done with the eyes. I'm gonna pause and come right back. And because do people actually like when people like do their mascara on camera? You're always like making like weird faces, but I feel like this video is going to be so long if I just stand here and do both. So I will tell you though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my tight line with this Haus Labs kohl liner. So like up here on the underside of my lashes, in case you didn't know that's what the tight line was. And then I'm using this Bad Gal Bang Benefit Mascara. I got this, so Sephora has a sampler pack, and you get 5 samples, and this is one of them. And it's like their favorite mascaras. And then it comes with a voucher for a free mascara. And I think this is the free mascara that I'm gonna get out of that pack. Like there's the Rare Beauty mascara, this one, the Lancome Hypnose, and honestly, I'm blanking out. One of them's a Tarte, maybe Lights Camera Ready, and then I don't remember what the other one is. But it comes with a voucher for a free $29 mascara. So I think this is gonna be the one that I get because this one is really good. So I'm gonna pause and come back, and then we will do the rest of the face. Love your faces, see you in a second. All right, well, we are back. The mascara is on, the eyeliner is just on the tight line. I didn't do anything like anywhere else. I'm gonna use a little bit of this brow gel right here, and I'm just gonna brush it through just for a little something. I really don't like doing my brows. As you can see, I have lots of hair. Like that's just, sorry, I'm looking into the camera. So it's hard to do this and talk at the same time. My goodness. Like YouTube or like makeup people are like champions. Let's not pretend. But I don't really like doing my brows. I I think they're a necessary part of like your makeup routine because they take up so much room on your face, but like it's not my favorite. Let's not pretend. Okay, so I think that's good enough for brows. We're not gonna stress it. So I'm gonna use this. I already put on this Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched face base. I've been really liking that as a primer. I don't really like primers. I usually just moisturize, let that set in for a while, and then go from there. But I've been really enjoying that. It kind of creates a tacky base, but if you let it dry down too long, then you lose the tackiness. But I'm using this Tarte Maracuja Tinted Moisturizer. Honestly, this has been my favorite. I like a light to sheer coverage. I'm not a full coverage girl. It's not my cup of tea. I'm using this Sephora brush, by the way. I'm not a full coverage girl. I like a sheer, because I have, you know, reasonably decent skin. I don't mind my imperfections showing. I don't stress it too much. But I really like this tinted moisturizer. I think that it gives like a really nice finish to the face, and it doesn't make my face oily. Like some of these tinted moisturizers make me so greasy by the end of the day, with or without a primer. And I'm just like, you know, I like a little bit of coverage. Really, I'm just looking to like even out my skin tone. I'm not trying to, you know, work miracles or like cover anything up. I live in Florida. It's hot. It's humid most of the time. This time of year it does start to get really nice. Like, I'm not telling you this, but I'm telling you this. Like, if you want to go to Disney or if you want to go to like Harry Potter land, this time of year is the best time to go because the weather is beautiful. And other people, we used to not have a season. We used to have a season here, and people would come after Christmas and like stay through spring. But we don't really have seasons anymore, like for tourism, I mean, where I am. People just kind of show up and they stay here and they haven't left. And that's really frustrating as a local. Okay, so I use my Tarte Tinted Hydrator. See, it just like evened out skin tone. Sorry, I keep bumping the camera. I have this like flexi arm thing and I don't like it. I don't think it's the best system, but it's what I have right now. And we're just working off, like we're operating off that. But it like evened out my skin tone and it's a really good color match for me. This one's in medium neutral, 34 in medium neutral. If I see that that's on sale, I will 100% pick up another one. I really enjoy it. I have a lot of miscellaneous stuff to get through right now, and I'm trying to use up my makeup, you know. Try not to have too much. So I'm gonna go in with the Kokie Be Bright concealer. This one is in medium beige, like SC764. And I just put it like right here, right here. I don't do a lot of it. And a lot of the times I just blend it in with my finger. Because that's what works for me. I am 36 and my skin is starting to change, and I noticed that I am more prone, and we can just clean up that line a little bit. My skin is starting to change, and I, you know, need a little bit of forgiveness in my products that I, you know, didn't really need before. But I try not to like overdo it because I just don't feel like I like how a lot, and I just take whatever's left on my finger, by the way, and that's what I put on my nose, and that's what I tap in up here. I don't wear a lot of concealer. I find it to be heavy. I find that it creases because, you know, I'm more prone to that now than I used to be. That's just kind of like the nature of aging skin, you know? But I really like this Be Bright concealer by Kokie, and it's not very expensive, which is definitely a win in my opinion. But yeah. And I just tapped that in with my finger. I do have a beautiful, like the Rare Beauty brush for concealer is gorgeous. And then so is the Bogashi. I don't know how you pronounce that. I am sorry in advance to that brand. But they make a beautiful concealer brush, and it is very similar to the Rare Beauty one. So see how it just brightened up a little bit? Like my like the shape of my bags is gonna be visible, right? Any kind of illuminating product is gonna make that visible. That's just kind of what we're working with at the moment. But I am going to powder under my eyes, and that definitely helps a lot. But it's like a really good shade match for me because it's a little brightening, but not like, oh damn, there's headlights there. You know what I mean? So, and I just tap off whatever's on my finger that's excess. That's what I put in the middle of my forehead to brighten things up a little bit and even things out. Same thing goes for like top of the nose. I don't really do lip or chin. Like, listen, my mustache has been trying to come in for years, and sometimes I just let it, you know, but it does discolor that area. So, all right, concealer is on. It's pretty good in there, you know. I'm going to use this Charlotte Tilbury. This one's the Airbrush Flawless Finish, and I got this for my birthday. My husband got this for me for my birthday, and I got the shade medium, and it's just kind of a really good fit for me. Now, some of my favorite face brushes ever are by Kokie Cosmetics. They're Latina or Latin-owned brand out of Miami. And I got this set in BoxyCharm. It's 3 brushes, and they are some of my absolute favorite complexion brushes like ever. I don't know if they still have these on their site, but if they do, I would strongly recommend them because I like them a lot. So there's this one here, which says brightening brush. I use this for powder under the eyes. There's this one here, which has kind of like a domed top here. That's a bronzer brush. It's beautiful. Like, this is concentrated, this diffuses, it's amazing. And then this one here, this one is just kind of a looser blush brush. This works really well with both cream products and powder products, which is just like a win because I double up on my brushes. Don't come at me. I don't care. I do it. It's what I do. Okay. I'm not trying to wash, you know, brushes all the time. Okay. I don't have time for that. It's not how I live my life, you know? All right, so I'm just going to take some of the Charlotte Tilbury powder and I'm tap off the excess, which, you know, feels like a sin because it's so fucking expensive for a setting powder, but I don't care because it looks really good on me, okay? And I'm just gonna tap that on. I like to look up when I apply powder to my under eye, just so that I can kind of like tap out some of those wrinkles a little bit. And I don't go too far over on my face, but like, look at the instant blurring, right? Like, we're not mad at her. No, we are not mad at her. Nope. But it's funny because it's like, it's a very slightly tinted powder, right? But I feel like it gives me just a little tiny bit of coverage, like just kind of like how like a powder foundation would if it was like kind of a, you know, cheapy, mediocre kind of powder foundation. I just feel like it adds just like a little bit of coverage and definitely blurs, which I'm not asking much more of it, you know? So lately I've been using this Tarte, the Sea Breezy tinted or bronzer and blush palette. And honestly, I'm really liking this. I always, because, you know, it's hot and humid here. If it's a hot, humid day, I always set my cream products with a powder bronzer and a powder blush. But I just feel like these products, they're just really beautiful. Like, you don't have to set it. If you have dry skin, I definitely wouldn't set it, you know? But if you have like normal skin or like oily skin, yeah, I always set mine. I have really normal skin. It leans dry, like seasonally, you know? And it leans oily. So I guess you could say my skin is like combo. But I have a really decent skincare routine, which is kind of in flux right now because I'm trying to use up some stuff from when I had my BoxyCharm subscriptions. But yeah, I am blessed with good skin. Like, for the most part, my skin, like, I am prone to breakouts, you know, hormonally and all of that stuff too, but I'm really lucky in that regard, and I won't pretend that I'm not. There's no miracle products or anything like that. I'm not gonna sell you on anything. We're just doing our makeup together, friends. That's all. So I'm gonna use this brush right here. And that it's just a beautiful blush. It really just is. I have a lot of pink in my cheeks naturally. That's just kind of like my complexion. But I do like blush as a whole has just become like one of those things. Blush just makes me feel pretty when I'm not feeling pretty. Does that make sense? Like, I just put like blush on my cheeks, and I like to bring mine up to my temples. Because, you know, that's my preference. But I just feel like, and I always put a little bit on like the tip of my nose, and sometimes I bring it under my eye if I'm feeling extra sassy that day. But blush just makes me feel pretty, right? It just does. It does. That's what it does. But they're just really beautiful. It sits on the skin like so beautifully. Do you see what I mean? Like it just sits on the skin beautifully. Okay, so I'm gonna let that settle in for a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna line lips and use lip gloss because I don't really want to wear lipstick today. I have had this Laneige lip mask. I think that's how you pronounce it, right? Laneige lip mask on my lips for like the last, I don't know, 20 minutes. How long have we been here? 20-ish minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips. Now I am doing this pick 3 thing. So my friend Sarah, she created this pick 3 challenge, and her handle is follow me around 84. If you're on Instagram, check her out. She's a queen. But she created this really simple, really casual panning project called Pick 3. And I chose 2 lip products that I want to focus on using because I'm awful at using lip liner. I won't even pretend that I'm not. I am. I neglect it, and that's just my life. But I chose this one by Haus Labs. So Haus Labs made this really beautiful color. It's called Rule, and it's just a little bit darker than my natural lip color. I love my natural lip color. I won't pretend that I don't. And it's just a really beautiful kind of my lip color, but a little bit better, you know? So I'm gonna use that. I just sharpened it a little bit. So I'm gonna use that on my lips, and then I'm using this Physicians Formula. I love this Diamond Lip Plumper. This is in the color Champagne Cushion Cut, and it is a beautiful color. So I've been reaching for that gloss a lot. I will definitely replace that gloss when I use it up, because I will use it up. It's just gonna happen. So I just line my lips like this to start with. And then I go in the outer corners like that. All right, like that. And then I just take my finger and rub it across. Like it's just a really beautiful color. And then I do my whole top lip, which I can't really talk and do at the same time. Like I'm not blessed with that skill. I guess I can kind of do it. Like, I never used to be good at lining my lips, but I feel like I'm getting better, right? Practice makes progress. Like, that's where we're at. Now, my front teeth, a little bit crooked. They look straight at this angle, but, like, one is up a little higher. So it makes my upper lip a little bit off. So sometimes I have to overline one side to kind of get the effect that I want, like, of evenness, you know? We find symmetry beautiful. As people, like, as humans, we find symmetry beautiful. Study after study has shown that. Like, we are attracted to symmetry is one of like those characteristics that people are attracted to. So, and I just overdraw just a little bit on that side to even things out. All right. We even? We're pretty close to even. All right. Okay, so lip liner's on. See what I mean? It's just like, it's like my lip color, but just like a little bit better. It's like just a smidge bit better here. Hold on. That's better. Okay, so I'm gonna use that Diamond Plumper Gloss. Like, watch this. See my lips? Like, they look cute, right? But like this plumper gloss, I just pull it out and like, bitch. Right? Like, sass level from like 0 to 1,000. Like, we're cute. We're feeling it. Okay, so let's set the blush. See how it's like melted in and how like beautiful it is? But it remains a little bit tacky on, especially when I use a base. So I am gonna set my blush and my bronzer. I have this one by Kokie, and I really like this blush trio. And honestly, I just do this. See, blush trio like this. I'm just like, add the pizzazz, right? Like, I don't care if I look sunburned. I live in Florida. And I set my blush with that. And the reason for that is I don't like feeling sticky. Like, I don't want it to melt off my face or transfer. And I don't really find that that's a problem, but I am in the habit of setting it. So who knows, right? If you have oily skin, I think it would definitely transfer. But I use a tinted moisturizer, and you know, it has that dewy kind of effect. It's not like wet, but it's like a kind of, it's a pretty skin-like effect. But combine that with other cream products, and I find that I just feel damp, you know? Okay, so anyway, set the blush. Yes, I used the same blush brush. Don't come at me. I don't care. It is what it is, okay? It's just so pretty. And then I'm going to use that same bronzer brush because, yeah, I said it. And I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush bronzer in medium. See the pan on this? I love hitting pan in a face product. Sexy. But I like to set this as well. And I just give it a good swirl and then tap off. And now I have rosacea on this cheek especially, like this cheek especially. So some days are more red than other days. Oop, I went up a little high with that, but that's all right. We'll just take the blush brush and just go over it like that. All right. And I like to be bronzed to the gods. Let's not pretend that I don't. I do. I loved to be bronzed to the gods. I have light to medium and to medium skin. So light to medium skin. And it just makes me feel cute. It fluctuates seasonally. I think most people do. But my skin tone, I live in Florida, so we always have sun. So I feel like I'm a little darker throughout the year than like maybe some places that get less sun are. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with this highlighter palette. This is the Mikayla X Glamlite for Paht 2. And I'm just going to take some more of that shade, Are You Kidding Me? And I'm just going to, oh, God. That's all right, friends. Put me in a coffin, I'm dead. Look at this. Ah, so cute. And then I have a different highlighter that I want to use for my cheek and my like nose. So these are by E.L.F. and these are the bite size like blush highlighter duo. This color is called Watermelon. It's beautiful. But I just kind of want to use this one. This is really subtle. It's like kind of just like a pearlescent kind of sheen. Sometimes I like my highlighter to be, you know, loud as hell, and then sometimes I don't. Right now I don't feel like it. So I'm just going to put some of this right here, right? It's just when the sun hits it, like you just get like that sheen. And I'm just using my finger to tap it in, and I like to bring it up to my temple. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. No, like see how I just don't have like a crazy amount, and I just bring it this way, bring it up. I think it has a little bit of a white cast, so if you're a darker complexion, this might be a little challenging of a product to use, but it seems to work on my skin tone. So, and then I'm just taking a little bit more right here on the nose, right here up near the eyebrows, and then on the lip. I guess I could have done the lip last, but you know, I just didn't want to. It's all right. All right, friends, I think I'm done for the day. I can hear my little man starting to wake up. So tell me, what do you think? I will link all of the products below. Yeah, he's definitely waking up. I love your faces. Have a beautiful day. I guess I forgot to put mascara on my lower lash line, so we'll just do that real quick. But, oh, you know, I need a mirror to do this. Listen, I'm not that bitch, okay? I'm not, like, some people are coordinated like that. That's not my life, you know? So I guess I gotta go grab him because mom life beckons. But the makeup is done. I feel so pretty in it. My complexion looks amazing. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day today. Thank you for hanging out with me. Comment below and tell me if you're gonna get any of those Sephora bundles. I'm just kind of stalking it at this point. There's nothing that I really like need. You know what I mean? But anyway, I love your faces. Have a wonderful day today. Thank you for stopping by. And if you want to hang out again later, you can subscribe and watch. But I only have 2 other videos right now. So anyway, thank you for stopping by, and I'm going to go now. I have to go parent. Love your faces. Bye.